What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Paper Magic the Gathering. I'm NeonMushroom. It is 2025. This is our first paper game of the year. I won the die roll. We're doing that off camera because who cares? I'm keeping a hand of 6. Here it is. I just made this decision on the spot to show it. Extra work for me in the future. Here's Max's hand. He's showing it up to the upper camera, but I'm just animating it in. So what they're seeing is your side profile right now.
I'm just looking at
just
it.
holding
weirdly.
cards. Anyway, Max, you're playing Basking Broodscale. Anything you want to say before we start?
Have we played this before?
We've played it. Your deck's a little different. Mainly, there's Karn in your deck.
And Mox Opal.
Karn and the recent. I forgot. I forgot about the recently unbanned Mox Opal.
That's what we're doing.
Modern's been in a much better place post ban. I've been enjoying it. Max hasn't gotten to play it because he's a big time chef, and apparently December's hard for them. I've played a lot of Magic this December, and I can tell you, spoiler alert, it's awesome. I'm on 6. Here we go. Here's a Bloodstained Mire. You're up.
Ew. All right. Draw.
You don't know what that means. You got no clue.
It got better. We're good. Everything's good. All right. There's a green source that doesn't hurt me. Here's an Ancient Strikes.
Interesting. I'm gonna let that resolve.
Sweet.
I say, staring at a Force of Negation.
3, 4, 5.
Whiff. Is it even possible in that deck?
5 hits here. If I put the dismembers in, then it can not whiff still.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you have 5.
I have 5 good choices. It's not Karn. We're not taking Karn. I think we're taking I can't even cast this Kozilek's command.
It does cost colorless.
It does cost colorless.
Max's deck notably used to play Prismatic Vista.
I'm going to take this Kozilek's command anyway.
That makes sense. Prismatic Vista would fetch you your wastes, but now that Mopal's unbanned, you're actually playing Darksteel Citadel.
Yes.
So you can do that whole thing.
Yes.
All right, at the end of your turn, I'm going to fetch. I could get a Surveil land. I won't. I'm going to shock in Watery Grave because I have a spell I'd like to cast. By the way, really quick, engagement bait for you guys. Let me know what you think about how all this looks. We switched it. I've gotten a couple comments that the timeline bar at the bottom of YouTube right here has been cutting off the life total. So we swapped it. So if everything looks a little bit clumsy, it's because Max and I are both playing on the opposite side that we're used to. But I think that's okay. You can cut if you'd like. But let me know if you like this, hate it, whatever. I'm going to Thought Scour targeting myself.
Acceptable.
All right, here's a Spell Snare. Here's a not Oculus, so you're very lucky. I'll draw this card. Untap.
Yep.
And draw.
Continue.
Okay, we found our mana sources, so that's kind of chill. Here is a Misty Rainforest and pass to you.
Okay, untap. Upkeep, draw. Here is a Llanowar Waste.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to cast a Malevolent Rumble.
Malevolent Rumble is something I think I'd like to counterspell. I'm going to fetch for a basic island.
That's weird. Okay.
I don't think it's weird.
I don't think that's the threat.
I agree that that's not the threat, but the Eldrazi spawn that will make can cause some serious issues.
Since you know that I have a Kozilek's command in hand.
I know about the Kozilek's command. I know you only have one colorless source, and I know Karn's a potential next turn threat. And if I draw the Oculus here, there's a high chance I'm going to want to cast it. So I actually want to just convert my counterspell while I have the option.
Into an Oculus, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, because this gives me the 6 cards. So if this is it's not in my hand, but if it's right here, we're just putting it into play.
I did cut. It's not right there. It's not right there.
It's not. You're right. I'm going to play this Misty Rainforest and pass to you.
Okay, untap, upkeep, draw. Here is a, what do we want to do? Here's a Llanowar Waste for that second colorless.
Oh no.
Let's start casting some not just dirtly spells. Here's a Glaring Fleshraker.
That one's good. Yeah, that's fine.
That resolves?
Yep.
Cool. I have a cast. Here's a Mox Opal. Trigger.
I will respond to the Fleshraker trigger. I'm going to fetch. I'm going to grab one of my beautiful Undercity Sewers and Surveil. Cut if you'd like to. That's not quite what we're looking for. We actually need some action pretty badly. I'm going to Fatal Push Glaring Fleshraker.
Okay.
But the trigger is good.
Trigger. There's a Scion. I will pass turn.
Okay. We were going to untap and draw a threat. Boom. Hate to see it. We're going to play a tapped nothing. We're going to play a Swamp untapped and pass.
Wow, love that. How many in hand?
3. We did go to 4. We kept a kind of reactive hand. Yep,
cool.
Just 3 in hand now.
Draw. Let's go Glaring Fleshraker.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here's a land.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I am not hurting myself. Here's a colorless Blade of the Bloodchief. Trigger.
Here's a Force of Negation for the blade.
It's gone. I do have a trigger.
You get a trigger, I lose a life, yeah.
It is going to make a Scion, and when it comes into play, you are going to lose a life from
Got it.
I will pass the turn. I have 2 in hand. You know that I have a Kozilek's command.
I do.
Continue.
I did not want to use my Force of Negation in that way. I'm going to tap for a blue. I'm going to cast Consider. Consider I need you to do something for me, buddy.
Yes, sir.
I've been drawing pretty dead. I'm going to regrettably keep this and pass the turn.
Love that.
Wait.
I have a Kozilek's command in hand.
Go ahead. Yep.
Do you have 2 in hand?
I have 2 in hand.
Interesting. Draw. Whoa, that got good. I like that a lot.
Stop. No. My beautiful Froculus deck.
Yes. Well, how about a Glaring Fleshraker again?
Third one? Man, this
Trigger.
Now it feels like cheating. Yeah, I'll lose a life.
Okay. Well, you lose one from that one, and then Glaring Fleshraker is going to enter, and you're going to lose another one.
Boo. You're not a Broodscale combo deck. You're Eldrazi
Combat.
aggro. Yeah, bring it on. 3.
Here is 2.
Oh, it's just 2.
It's just a 2/2. I will pass the turn.
Untap.
Yep.
Draw.
Acceptable.
I'll draw a threat one day, but not today. Pass to you.
Not today. I'm going to cast Kozilek's Command on
Force of Negation.
my
Doesn't
turn,
matter what your targets
and I
are.
am sacrificing these guys to do it.
Yep, that's fine.
But I am casting a colorless spell.
So you make 2
I make
dudes and I
2,
take 2?
and you take 2.
That's tough for me, buddy.
That's pretty good. This gets exiled. And this is pretty darn close to lethal, even though I only have 1 card in hand, but it's not lethal yet. Draw. That wasn't lethal. All right, cast a Basking Broodscale.
Yes.
Trigger.
1, 2.
We're just going to do this as 4.
Yeah.
Combat.
Yep.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's go, and I will pay 1 life. Adapt Basking Broodscale.
All right, here's my... Ooh, you don't know that. Fatal Push.
Okay, it is dead. I screwed up. I
Did
should
you?
have played a land.
Ooh.
I guess you did that in response to what'd you do that in response to?
Really? I'm just... Is adapt sorcery or instant speed?
It's instant speed.
I'm doing it in response to
So
adapting.
if I had played this land, I could just kill you anyway.
How does that work?
I adapt again, and then I make a dude, and you take 2.
Oh. Well,
So I screwed up.
considering I've got this Fatal Push and this Otawara...
You know what? You wouldn't die because Grove of the Burn Willows would put you at 1.
It doesn't matter.
Life.
We've gone through about 20 cards and I've not seen a
don't have
single of my
anything?
16 or so threats. So we're gonna go to game 2. This is
Whoa. Sweet.
yeah, pretty bad for me. This is Froculus. Normally we want to be a tempo-y aggressive deck. Today we tried to be blue-black control, which is unsurprisingly not very good in the format. Let's sideboard. All right, real quick change to how we're going to be producing these videos. We will be sideboarding face down from one another. That way we don't have perfect information on how the other one sideboarded. Max and I do have a good understanding of how the other one tends to sideboard, but we think that hiding perfect information from one another might lead to some more interesting games 2 and 3. We'll start with mine. I'm going to be taking out 2 Graveyard Trespassers, 1 Force of Negation, 2 Spell Pierce, and 1 Consider. The Graveyard Trespassers are coming out because they're 3-drops, and I'm going to be bringing in a couple 3-drops that should be quite a bit more potent in the matchup. The Force of Negation is much worse on the play for me as I'm already at a card disadvantage and there aren't as many targets in this matchup. The Spell Pierces just don't convert very well. Max has a ton of potent creature spells and most of his non-creatures outside of Kozilek's Command are basically just cantrips. I'm not really interested in spending mana on interacting with those when I can avoid it, and the Consider is just a card you will regularly see me trimming, as Consider is usually used to find a card that I need, and post board I have more cards that I need. What I'm bringing in is 3 Consign to Memory, 2 Harbinger of the Seas, and 1 Toxic Deluge. The Consign to Memories are pretty obvious. Max's deck is mostly colorless. Everything that can kill me is definitely colorless, and it can stifle Urza's Saga triggers. Typically will want to stifle the ability to make constructs. The Harbingers are also used to fight the Saga plan, in addition to cutting Max off of perfect mana. A lot of the time Max needs colorless in order to cast his spells, and if Harbinger is in play, there's a good chance he won't have that. The Toxic Deluge is pretty self-explanatory. Max can sometimes go wide like he did last game, so you want to be able to wipe the board. Max's sideboard plan is quite a bit more simple. He'll be dropping 1 Haywire Might and 1 Mox Opal. He's obviously dropping the Might because it has absolutely no targets in this matchup, and he's dropping the Mox to slow down a little bit. It can be a dead draw sometimes since his deck isn't able to combo mine very easily with all the interaction that I have pre and post board. In return for those 2 cards, he's bringing in 2 Dismember. It's very difficult for me to grow a frog out of Dismember without literally going hellbent, and Dismember can always kill the Oculus. And just a quick note leading into these games 2 and 3, he's likely going to lean more into the Karn plan since the combo is so difficult to execute against a deck with so much interaction. He'll also likely be looking for hands that have multiple Glaring Fleshrakers. As you saw in game 1, it was quite good. All right, Max, I'm going to be on the play. My frog deck did not have any frogs, and I lost the game.
Correct.
Also, I hear you kept a 1-lander, and I'm mildly tilted. This is also the first game we're recording for the day, so starting off tilted is always a good way to go.
I kept a 1-lander with Green Ponder. Look at
Pretty
5
good.
cards, find a thing. Yeah.
True. This hand is not quite it. It's almost there. I'm missing a colored source, so I'm going to go to 6.
This hand is there. I'm missing a Glaring Fleshraker to beat you in the face with again, but I've got, I think, my best card in the matchup until you resolve a Harbinger of the Seas.
All right, sick. Well, I'm going to go to 6, and we're going to see if we can just find a Harbinger of the Seas on turn 2. That would be very cool. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My deck really doesn't want to give me a single threat. However, As far as threatless, I'm not going to use confirmation bias. I'm not going to go, oh, I kept a threatless hand last time. I never drew one. We're going to will it into existence. We're going to eventually draw a threat. So I will keep this hand. I'm going to put back this card that I think is quite poor on the play. You ready to go?
Yep. This hand definitely does lose to a like removal into Harbinger.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
Well, no matter what happens, I'm shocking in Watery Grave and passing. Don't worry about why.
Yep. Untap, upkeep, draw. Here is an Eldrazi Temple.
Yeah, that taps
and consign a memory target with the Blade of the Bloodchief.
Blade's fine.
Okay, pass.
Good. I'm going to Thought Scour targeting myself.
Yeah.
1 Oculus, 1 Murktide. That's pretty cool.
Chris.
Draw this card. Hey.
That's a race.
I may not have the Unearth yet, but if we find it, that's going to be pretty cool. Untap. Draw. Unearth my Oculus right off the top. I told you I'd find it.
All right.
So here's my Oculus. Do I have a land drop this turn?
I hope you don't.
It's so good. I do. You know, I don't know if you've watched it, but I just did a Froculus League and round 4. I played against a blind deck. It turned out to be Boros Energy, and I was on the draw. And I have to 1-lander with Unearth, Oculus, and a Force of Negation. And I untapped and went to discard. I won that game. I kept it for science and I won the game. But I'm going to play this land and pass. And Max, I have an action.
Untap. Upkeep. You skipped your trigger?
Secret Man.
Oh, okay.
No, just grabbing a Secret Man token. We'll put this under here. No, we'll put this under here because it might be a sideboard card that I don't want you to know about.
If he ever has to waffle on his choices, they're both spells.
Yeah, there's some tells.
If he's going to do it right, throw the spell directly in there, like if it's a land and a spell, because you're playing Murktide. You want to be able to throw spells into your yard.
Very true.
Yeah.
And you're up, Max. Good luck.
I do get a draw. Wow, draw.
Did you draw your Dismember?
I wish. That'd be great. I did not. Here's an Urza Saga. I think I'm still losing.
Seems right.
Trigger. Interesting.
Oh, wait, Max, before you complete your turn, I do have to say that this token isn't just a token that I bought from some store. They're not. There's no tokens that an artist did that look this cool. These are.
That one looks pretty cool. It looks like a little semen.
He's a little bleep that, obviously. Card Elk. These guys are super cool. They reached out to me. They wanted to do a.
So is that guy.
We're going to cut you out of this admin completely. They wanted to do a little collab. And I was like, yeah, let's check it out. And they not only do the life app we're using, which is very sweet. Check it out. I follow them on Twitter. They just did some updates to it as well, especially if you're a Commander player. I think you'll like a lot of the stuff. Here's some B-roll. You get a sick box. You get a discount if you use this code on the screen. They are dry erase double-sided color-coded tokens. They're super sweet. I highly recommend picking them up. We're using them. The ink that goes on there, it's obviously dry erasable, but it holds just well enough that if you draw a nice little picture, like I did with my Secret Man, you can put it in a little sleeve and it won't ruin the sleeve and it won't smear the marker. And when you're done, you can take it out and the marker it comes with, you just erase away the ink, baby. It's all gone. Anyway, that's it. Max, I was back to me beating you. Can we do that some more?
I feel like I'm being beaten down.
Yeah, it feels good.
Okay, I'm going to tap for 2. And here's a Walking Ballista for 1.
You got it, buddy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, pass.
Okay, I'm going to fetch Shock for a Watery Grave. Here's a Fatal Push.
I'm going to shoot you for 1.
Absolutely. I will go to 17.
How rude.
And 15.
Why would you shoot that? Because you have another one in hand?
Or because I have 2.
Or a Consign to memory? Could
just have 2 counterspells in my hand. You know? Rude. That could be my hand. Now it's my turn. Untap and draw this card. I'm going to go to combat and attack for 7.
I feel like I'm going to die. All right.
Seems that way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Here's a land.
Yep.
I will pass to you.
Okay, untap.
In your upkeep.
Upkeep.
I have a trigger. Let's take a look at these 2 cards.
Skip your trigger.
We'll do this.
It was a creature.
Hey, I got a Secret Man.
We're going to tick up this Urza Saga, and I'm going to play this Grove of the Burning Willows.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure he's just sitting on all counter spells.
Who would do that?
I don't see a way for me to win anytime soon at all. So we're going to just make some constructs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll fetch at your end step. Go to 14. I'm going to grab an island. Can you guess what my next play is?
Surveil.
No, it's just an island.
Oh, it's just an island. Oh, yeah. Boy. Is it bounce something with?
No, here's this.
Super?
I'm going to tap 3 and I'll flip this Secret Man face up. It's another Oculus.
It was a creature.
It's a creature.
It was a creature.
All on tap.
He did that so fast. This land is right there.
Yeah, draw for 2. Woo! What's that? Yeah, they're not going to be nearly big enough for me to care. Attack for nearly lethal.
I'm going to make a construct and black your Secret Man.
Yeah. Trade? Or not even, trade.
Yeah, trade.
Here's my Consign to memory I didn't want you to know about. All right, take 10.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm just going to draw and concede.
Here is my Surveil land. Go ahead. I have 2 Secret Man triggers. Secret Man number 1.
Do you have a Counterspell in your hand?
2. I have 3.
Okay, I'm going to cast this, and then you're counter.
I'm going to counter it,
and
then you're going to die.
Okay,
and we're going to go to game 3.
We're going to game 3.
Any changes for sideboard?
No,
Me either.
Nope. I'm not changing.
Wait. I might have a change. I'm not going to do a whole animation. By the way, let me know how you liked just the, I'm trying to condense and make these videos a little bit more presentable. So let me know how you like the change in the sideboard presentation. I am going to cut, let me see, I've already got my spell pierces out of here. I think I'm going to cut a counterspell for this card, just 1 copy of it, because that one, because on the draw I'm going to need to be a bit more reactive.
I haven't seen you in
Max
almost
and I
a
haven't hung
month.
out in like 3 weeks or some shit. Yeah,
I get to be on the play
for the first time. I think I was on the play for both the first 2 games.
Acceptable.
All right, good luck. This is for all the pennies in the penny jar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh no, I'm already
7. I'm going to 6.
Temple
No lands.
with Grove is a thing. But then I just got 2 cards. This is already like, I'm just going to show you. This is already like a mulligan to 5. Like these do absolutely nothing right now. They're pretty cool, but I need a little bit more.
Yeah, if you're on the play, you really want to put me on.
This would be a sick 5. I would keep the shit out of that.
Yeah, but that's because you're keeping 5, right?
Yeah, but that's
like on the play,
5.
you want to at least try to put me on the back foot a little bit, so I can't just go all in on a frog or something. That hand doesn't let you do that.
It doesn't do that at all.
It loses to my medium to best hands
Yes.
most of the time.
I'd have the Kozilek's command for some graveyard interaction.
Yep.
Before you can start doing things, but
Unsung hero of this matchup for you is Cozy's command.
Cozy's
It's really
command
good
is
in this
great.
matchup because it deals with
Absolutely.
frogs and oculuses as well, which is a big deal.
I can make 5 mana.
Yep, exactly.
Yes,
Like
especially
easily.
with some Eldrazi temples. If one of those cards was any type of creature, I would definitely keep that.
Yeah.
Just because all of my creatures are easily castable off of Eldrazi Temple.
Yep.
And then that Springleaf Drum needed a creature to do anything, and otherwise it just
kinda
sat there and
have
didn't
it.
do anything.
Now, resolving a blade on turn 1 is pretty good for you because once it's in play, it's very, very difficult for me to remove it. Well, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now this hand, on the
6,
other
7.
hand, is an acceptable hand. And I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to put this on the bottom because it's legendary.
This hand needs a lot of things to go right, but I have a threat. So I think I'm not going to go to 5 here. I will here. Oh, by the way, the hands are just going to show up at the beginning. You know what I forgot to do?
Write down your last one. Do you want
Forgot to write
this
down my
one?
last hand. There, don't mind if there's some tech stuff. We're beginning of the year. We're streaming soon, like in a week or 2. So the Twitch channel's in the description. And I want to change it. I want to start making these paper gameplay videos just a little bit better every month. So, but there might be some growing pains. I'm keeping this 6 though.
I'm keeping this.
We got to get lucky.
Ready?
Yep.
Eldrazi Temple,
Great.
Ghost Vacuum,
Very nice. That's pretty good.
Mox Opal.
Yep.
Pass turn.
All right, draw for turn.
We're just playing this. You know what? I'm going to hold this because I do have Glaring Fleshraker.
That makes sense. Yeah, just don't blow your load all at once. Here is a Polluted Delta. I will pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, more good draws. Let's go. Here's Basic Forest,
You got it.
winning. Here's Basking Broodscale.
That's good.
Wow, sweet. Okay, pass. Go
All right,
ahead.
end of your turn. I will fetch and shock. Stop me at any point if you want to crank your ghost vacuum for some reason. You'll
Yeah.
normally do it at the end step, but
I'm going to be doing
there's
it
some
like
points.
your end step.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had a Faithless Looting or something, maybe, but you're not that deck.
Kind of feel like, no, I'm not. I do not even splash red. I don't have even Meltdown on my board. I will Thought Scour myself.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hit Unearth. Great. Toxic Deluge. Less so. Draw this card.
Sweet. Love
Untap.
it. Yep.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. 1, 2, 3 plus Basking Broodscale seems tough. We have to, I think, try to get under this situation. Here is a Psychic Frog.
Acceptable.
Go ahead.
Let's eat Unearth.
Really doesn't matter.
Unearth. Yeah, I'm going to eat spells over lands for Murktide.
Yep, for Murktide.
I know
that
you
makes
have
sense.
Murktide. Untap, upkeep, draw. That was a thing. Not a great thing. Here's an Urza Saga trigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How are we going to do this? Well, let's just start playing cards. Here's a Walking Ballista.
He's walking over here.
Yep, for 1.
Yep, that's good.
Here is a Mopal.
Mopal's fine, yep.
And I will pass the turn because we're not attacking into a frog while you got a bunch of cards in hand.
On tap and draw. That makes sense to me. Yeah, you can, I think.
I can adapt. I do have Metalcraft,
Yeah.
which is why I played the Walking Ballista.
Yeah. I think trade, you know what, if you adapt, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to not yet. We don't need all these lands in our hand, right? I'm going to pitch Misty Rainforest to the Psychic Frog. Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay, here is a counter.
Start floating.
Yeah, then I'm also going to pitch a Bloodstained Mire to the Psychic Frog. Same thing.
Acceptable.
Then I'll lose all 3 of these lands.
And you have 3 in hand after that?
Currently, I have 4 in hand.
Sweet. That's a lot.
I'm going to fly my frog.
Yep.
And here is 3.
Yep.
All right, take 3.
Beep, boop, boop.
Trigger the frog. Draw a card. Land for turn. Fetch. Ouch. Basic swamp.
Basic swamp.
Cut this if you'd like to. Here's a Harbinger of the Seas.
Ew. Well, that's gross. Let's, yeah, that happens.
Great. So that's your Lose Saga.
Gone.
And then that's all I got for you, Max. You're up.
I'm gonna grow the frog or the lizard.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's gonna make me a scion.
Yeah, you've got dudes. I'm still in quite a bit of danger here.
Yep. We're gonna try to not die. You have 2 in hand?
I have 3
in hand. Okay, well, that's pretty bad for me. Here's an island.
Yeah, you only having 1 source of colored mana is great for me.
I have a.
Oh, you have a forest. No, you got two green sources.
Yes.
That's
However,
not too bad.
I can't Kozilek's command because I don't have double colorless right now.
Can you take up the walking ballista and shoot it down?
I can take up the walking ballista and shoot that down right now.
That seems not bad.
However, I don't see a reason that I need to do that just yet. Maybe so
it was mostly to trade with the saga. So even if you do that, it's done its job for the most part.
I think I'm gonna try to start turning the corner on this frog though.
Yeah.
Let's just go to combat.
Yeah, bring it on.
And swing for 4.
I'm not blocking. Take 4.
I am going to pump this here ballista and make it 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then I'm going to pass the turn.
All right, untap.
Yep.
And draw.
Did I eat anything at the end of your last turn?
You actually didn't. So you just want to spell?
I should have just eaten a spell.
Yep, it's gone. Totally. Here's what I'm going to do. And it's on tap now. Yeah, that's very important here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pitch frog to frog.
Okay.
He's going to fly.
He's flying.
I'm not even going to belabor it. We're just going to give our frog the power of flight. Then we're going to go to combat. I'm actually fine if you want to chump. Harbinger, I'm going to attack you for 6.
I will take 6.
Before damage, I will make it 7.
You have 2 in hand?
I have 2 in hand.
I will take 7.
If you have no further effects, I'm going to,
make it 8?
I think with the card that's in my hand, I think I'd rather just power up I could cast this Consider here, and see what it is, and maybe that's a touch better than just blindly pitching it to the frog. So I'm going to actually cast Consider. The card that I draw might get thrown into the graveyard anyway, but we'll look at this card. Glad I did it that way. We'll hold it. Take 5, 6, 7, and then trigger the frog.
Yep.
We'll draw that card. That was quite good.
Fatal Push.
Fatal Push. I think Broodscale actually.
I think that's the correct one.
And then we'll pass to you.
I am going to eat something out of your yard.
Whatever you like.
Yep. What? Just Fatal Push is fine.
Any old instant sorcery.
I will untap, upkeep, draw.
It's all good.
Here's another island.
I love islands.
All right. I'm going to play this card.
You're going to put it on the stack. How many cards does it leave within the hand?
0.
Oh, well, cool. Consign the memory.
It's gone. Cool. That was pretty easy, and I did have to tap my mana for that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I guess I'm just pretty dead. Pass the turn.
Great. On tap, upkeep, draw for turn. Card doesn't do very much for me. Combat, I'm going to actually just float the frog.
Okay.
No reason to belabor that either. Let's go ahead and attack for, just 5 in the air. There's actually no reason to extend the Harbinger into you. Trigger the frog. Draw a card. Pass to you. This is a huge draw step for Max.
My Basking Broodscale.
Yep. Ghost Vacuum does have an added effect that isn't just hating out the graveyard.
Yeah.
It's a line.
Well, there's a Blade of the Bloodchief. We're going to believe I'm just dead.
I will cast Force of Negation on Blade of the Bloodchief.
I'm just dead. I'm just dead on board.
Yeah, so something you could do is eat this with Ghost Vacuum, but then I draw my 3rd card for turn and fly the frog anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, you're just dead here.
Just dead on board.
Can't stop the frog.
Nope.
The frog's coming.
Nope.
My hand was medium. I got to be honest. I drew I kept a 4-lander, and the frog made it so it was like I kept a 3-lander and never drew another land.
The frog did it.
That's the power level of frog.
The frog was really good.
Secret hero.
The Harbinger
was
killing the Urza Saga was really good too.
If I hadn't drawn Harbinger, and it was a late draw, if I hadn't drawn it, it's too late.
Too late.
The Harbinger stopping Urza Saga from popping out, I'll be honest, in all the cards I had access to this game, outside of the Harbinger, none of them would have beaten your Saga. So I needed the Harbinger to win that game. As good as Frog was, it needed the support pretty badly.
The way I did my mana, I couldn't play Saga on 1 because I couldn't make any constructs anyway.
Right.
And I needed a green on 2. So if I had played Forest on one. I could have played Saga on two for the Basking Broodscale, but the odds of drawing like a Kozilek's Command or something like that, or a Glaring Fleshraker, and just wanting that, or Eldrazi Temple, I think was pretty high as well.
I agree. And to be fair, there's some local Broodscale players. They all seem to think that Frog is one of your worst matchups. We have another matchup for Broodscale slotted in today that you'll be seeing in a few days. Most of these decks we play over these next couple videos are getting at least 2 videos a piece, just so we can like start to really look at some of these new archetypes in paper and check them out. But that's it for today. That's one for the Frog deck, which makes me really happy because this is my favorite deck in the whole format and probably my favorite deck in all of Magic the Gathering.
That one? Really?
This one, I love it so much. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you. Oh, wait, there's one other thing I was supposed to say. I can't remember the important thing I had to say, so it'll probably just be in like the next video when I remember. Bye.
Love that.